Hello and welcome to a brand spanking new Crafty Simulations video. Now, you've seen these type of videos from me before. I like to do tour videos showing off simulator scenery, and I know it's a bit odd, but I don't use an aircraft, I don't use a helicopter, I don't even use a paper aircraft. I use one of these things. It's called the Juice Goose, and it allows me to actually drive through pieces of scenery. You might be thinking, oh, that's a bit odd, it's a flight simulator. Well, yes and no. Well, no, more yes than no. Basically, I do this because it shows off more of the creativity that has gone and the hard work that has gone into the creation of some of these great pieces of scenery. Obviously, Flight Simulator is all about aircraft or helicopters. So you're getting an aircraft or a helicopter, you take off, you fly, you see the scenery from the sky, it's good, it's realistic, but just how realistic is it? Let's see. Because today I'm visiting Burning Blue Designs Goodwood airfield, so let's see just how good Goodwood really is. So, as the intro says, and I nearly struggled saying that thing, welcome to Burning Blue Designs Goodwood scenery. And we are going to do a little drive round, and as always, I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction here. So these are the words from Burning Blue Designs themselves. Goodwood Aerodrome has been recreated faithfully over many hundreds of hours by Burning Blue Designs modelers and coders with multiple on-site visits and features. So this is all the stuff that Burning Blue Designs have put into this scenery. Over 200 custom 3D objects have been created exclusively for Goodwood Aerodrome, each with full PBR rendering, allowing for a far more realistic textures. There are tens of thousands of carefully placed stock assets. Every sign, speaker, bench and tree, along with an assortment of ground workers and visitors, have been placed in the correct location, ensuring an atmosphere of a working airfield. High-resolution colour-corrected ground textures taken from Bing maps and manipulated for consistency and realism, which far surpasses the quality of the stock Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 ground texture. I will say right now, this scenery is available for 2024 as well. Just saying. Based on a 2022 layout with accurate runway markings, taxiways and custom taxi signs and a working custom windsock. Now, it says based on a 2022 layout. What happens is, and this is not just restricted to Burning Blue Designs, this is anybody who creates scenery, you basically pick a time period that you want your scenery to replicate. So obviously this is a current time period, 2022, only 3 years ago. So you go there and you replicate as best you can with the restrictions that you have, the piece of scenery as of that particular year. So in 2025, things may have changed, buildings may have changed colours, runways may have changed, you know, things of that nature. But this one is based off of 2022. To be honest with you, it works just fine, even in 2025. So, carrying on, highly detailed control tower and hangar interiors with animated hangar doors which close and open between dawn and dusk. Actual aircraft from the aerodrome have been included and placed in accurate locations. So we have quite a myriad of aircraft here that have been added to Goodwood, and I'm going to love the phonetic alphabet so much after this. So we have, in aircraft terms, we have the Supermarine Spitfire, Golf India, oh god, Romeo Tango Yankee, the Silver Spitfire, Supermarine Spitfire, Romeo 232 City of Exeter. We have a T6 Harvard 2B, Golf Alpha Zulu Sierra Charlie, Goodwood's Flying School Cessna 172s, so we have quite a few of these things. We have Golf Hotel Lima, oh, what's O? Somebody tell me what O is, Bravo. Anyway, I'm just going to make a lot of butchers of this. We've got 5. Yeah, 5, I can count that, I can do that. 5 Cessnas, all repainted correctly, and part of Goodwood's Flying School Cessnas. I know people are going to laugh at me now for not doing phonetic alphabet. We also have the Goodwood Flying School Piper L21B Super Cub. Forget the alphabet, just forget it, it's a Super Cub. So we have quite a few aircraft. Okay, adds a bit more realism to the scenery, and I think it's a fantastic thing. They don't move or anything, but they are accurate aircraft from the scenery, from reality. We have full night lighting has been placed across the airfield and within the and around the hangars and buildings. Correct AI pattern procedures and accurate taxiway and runway placement have been incorporated into the release. Goodwood House and Chichester Cathedral, try saying that right, Chichester, yeah, Cathedral, have been modelled and included. Goodwood's motor circuit has been enhanced along with the aerodrome, and this includes, so there's more, just think this is a piece of scenery, there's more detail in this. So we have full motor circuit track layout has been faithfully recreated with marshal posts, track markings and track signs, crash barriers and rumble strips. This is a flight scenery, isn't it? It's not like, you know, Forza or Gran Turismo. It's so true to life you can actually race on it. You know what I'm doing later. The pit lane and spectator stands have been added along with a fully numbered paddock area and additional shop stands and amenities. The Jackie Stewart Pavilion, Race Control Building, Motor Circuit Cafe, Goodwood Skid Pan and Super Shell Building have all been added and placed in their correct locations. Woo, that's one heck of a description. Burning Blue Designs, thanks, you give me a headache. Right, again, you know I like Burning Blue Designs. You know that I've said they've done fantastic work, and this goes into the multiple layers that goes into scenery. So let's just get this thing back to this. Is Trackir going to work? Hey, Trackir works. Right, how does this thing work again? Where's the on button? Hey, there's the on button. Hey, well done, you've just gone for the out. Oh well. So which way we're going to go? We're going to go, let's go completely the wrong way, shall we? Let's go this way. There we go, we have the Goodwood shop. You wouldn't have seen that if you was in your Cessna or Spitfire or other aircraft I can't pronounce. But again, it's not a, you've got a little bit of a flickering going on down there, but that's to be expected. But it is an accurate building. It looks like that. It's not a, you know, flight sim stand-in building, as I like to call them. Got a car park, I think, down there? Yes, car park. I think I've ended up at the racetrack. I haven't actually driven around this thing yet. Toilet block. Very important. Having seen my driving. Right. This looks to me like a racetrack. Yeah. That's definitely a racetrack. Right. Just for anyone that doesn't know, Goodwood, very important, has a racetrack around the airstrip, around the aerodrome. So there's a Goodwood, what is it, Festival of Speed, I think it happens, is it once a year? I can't remember. Where a lot of classic, iconic, well actually anything that races on wheels, from classic, iconic, ye olden cars all the way up to bang up to date futuristic cars. So we're going to have a go at this now. And I haven't done this before. Yeah, this way. Let's try this. So anyway, we have the a pavilion of some sorts, yes, and this is going to be interesting. Now, I do believe there is an AI car that goes around, so he's going to be impressed. So let's see what this is like. Remember, this is a flight simulator, this is not Forza. There you go, there's the AI car. Got the airstrip to our right. Got a navigational device there. I can't remember, is it NDB? I can't remember what that, VOR, that's it, a VOR unit. Another car, will you stop crashing into me? Flight simulator, catch up. No, let's not go on the grass. believe the amount of concentrating I'm having to do. I believe that's a track, or lap even, of Goodwood. So here we are back at the main buildings. Let's just have a look over here. Let's pull into here so I can regather my feelings. Right, so again, this is all accurate. I mean, where are you going to see this when you're flying your Cessna? From the airfield. The airfield's somewhere on the inside, somewhere in there, so you won't see this. But this is the level of detail that the Burning Blue designs go to. They just go to the next level of scenery. It really is the next level. Of course, we could drive into there, so that's where the spectators will go, cars will go. I'm not 100%. So we are going to create a bit of an issue here because we are going to have to go backwards up the track there. So I don't really fancy doing that. So what I'll do is I'll cut the video here and I'll get back onto the correct side of the airfield and I'll show you off some more of this fantastic piece of scenery. Right, so welcome back. We have just pulled up near the phone booth. Yes, phone booth. I had to make a phone call. So let's carry on with our tour around Goodwood. I know a lot of people will be saying that some of the recent releases from Burning Blue Designs have been quite small. I mean, the Scottish scenery, Westway, that's it, I can't remember, flickering there. But yeah, Westway was quite small, Papa Westway was quite small. The latest one, I've forgotten what it's called now, but again, that was on a previous video, I can't even remember what the thing was called. Anyway, that was quite a smallish release. I think Goodwood really does make up for it, because by God, there's a lot of detail here. Kitty Hawk, that was it. I knew I could remember that word. Yeah, Kitty Hawk was quite a small airfield. Not a negative to it. It's just a smallish airfield. So is this the way to the airfield? I think. Possibly. Maybe. Yeah, there was a fence there, but obviously we can't get through. So we'll just carry on. Let's go back. Without crashing into somebody's nice Fiat. Wee, not that quick. Who would have thought a flight simulator would be so difficult to drive in? Right, anyway, let's carry on. Again, everything is just brilliant. Really good details. Really good details. The bar. I want to go to the bar. Having seen my driving around the track, you definitely need some alcohol. Ooh, can we get through there? I think we can get through there. Can we get through there? Oh, this is the racetrack area, isn't it? Right, I'm going to do a naughty. So what we get there? Super Shell building. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so here come the cars. No sound effects, but I'm not going to hold that against anyone because really, let's be honest, it's a flight simulator. Very nice Porsche, I want to say, possibly. Classic 911. Oh, someone else is coming around. Another classic 911. And listen, I saw a red car. Let me guess, it's a 911. Yep, definitely 911. Let's just hop on over and do a naughty. And let's get to the airfield, because let's be honest, that's what you're here to see. So these would be some of the Cessnas, I believe I heard about. Obviously, I think Flight Simulator's putting some aircraft in, I'm not sure. I never saw them advertised, but... again, just look at the realism. Nice Cessna logo there. Again, I mean, I know this was mentioned before in the previous video. Some people say that, well, the hangars don't look realistic. Well, the hangars look very realistic, you know, and under the limitations of a flight simulator. Yes, you could inevitably make this scenery look bang on, one-to-one, absolute, but you've got to take into account the cost of that, the time and effort, the resources, and at the end of the day, our computers would literally explode if you made this a one-to-one scenery. I mean, 2024 as a simulator has enough issues as it is. We don't need to have, we don't want to be making any more of them. So, well, I think we can go through there. Let's go for the hangar. Another Cessna and a van. I think that's a Robin. I'm not 100%. Is it a Robin? I can never remember what those things are called. Accurately, yeah, elite helicopters, and a helicopter in there, and I do believe I did see, yes, there we go, some Robinsons sat. R22s, R66s, I can't remember, the bigger one I think it is there. So again, some accurate signage. Welcome to Goodwood Aerodrome, yep. Control tower's looking a little bit on the small side, but again, it's accurate. It's not a copy building, you know, it's not just a placeholder or anything like that. It's accurate. Do like the fuel system here. Obviously, we're electric, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's go around here. Let's see some other aircraft. Emergency services. So here we have a Harvard or Texan. Be a Texan for the Americans, I do believe. We have a Cessna. We have the infamous Chipmunk and the infamous G-Burn Cessna, which appears at every Burning Blue Designs piece of scenery. But look at the realism. I know it's an AI aircraft, and it doesn't move, obviously. But, you know, I remember the flight simulator days when we had AI aircraft that you could tell straight away, that's AI. It looks awful. Not anymore. Things have moved on so much. We'll try not to crash into it. Let's just have a look around here before we go to the Spitfires. So what we got in the hangars? Another Cessna, another Robin, another van. Diamond DA20, I want to say, big wings. Yeah, Diamond aircraft, definitely. And these two aircraft, obviously iconic to Goodwood. We have the Spitfires, or 3 aircraft even. So we have a twin-seater, a single-seater, and the very famous Silver Spitfire. Spitfire Fighter Fund. Yeah. Again, just look at the detail. I know it's an AI aircraft. Let's see if I can get out the whole thingy. There we go. I know it's AI, but they look so realistic, and they add realism to the scenery. You know, you don't just want the hangars, you don't just want the buildings. You know, you want to see aircraft parked up there. You want to see people. They animate, they move, they do the smallest things, but it adds a little bit of realism to it. Things like that. You've got a car there, sat there with a cover on, completely pointless to a simulator. Adds realism. So moving over, this looks like it's the Cessna School. So there's the Super Cub. And here we have Goodwood School of Education of how to fly a Cessna. Maybe I should pay attention to that. Also, this is a grass-stripped runway. I do believe there's actually quite a few runways here. If I remember, where's my little chart? Sorry about that, Trackir is going nuts, I know. I will look at that some other time. But there is a multiple of runways here. It's a grass runway, it's a World War II style airfield, so we do have runways cutting across. But we got 132, I think is one of the main runways here. So let's just zoom in. So obviously being that it's a runway, Only one thing I can do. So there we go, there is Goodwood, Burning Blue Designs Goodwood. Now, I have to say, I don't normally rate the airfields. I'll just tell you whether they're good or bad. Burning Blue Designs, I haven't found a bad one yet. But, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that I need to park up. Let's go to this van over here. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that Burning Blue Designs Goodwood Aerodrome is one of the best they've ever created. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up anything. I am going to say it is one of the best. I mean, obviously, Burning Blue Designs, they create some fantastic pieces of scenery, absolutely awesome pieces of scenery. I think we can all say that. If you're in the general aviation side of flight simulation, then you're going to like Burning Blue Designs. You're going to come across them eventually, and they're just fantastic. And they cover everything from the really, really small little grass strips to things like this. It's still a grass strip. Did I hear a car? Dead sounds! Why didn't I hear them on the other side? Okay, there you go. So anyway, yes, like I said, they create the smallest little airfield, smallest little grass strip, a couple of hangars, and away you go, and it looks fantastic. And then they create this behemoth of a piece of scenery, multiple layered. Think of the onion, multiple layers. This is what Burning Blue Designs do to scenery. They create multiple layers. Yes, we're only going to sit on a parking spot. We're going to use a taxiway, or we're going to use a runway. That's all we're going to use. We're pilots, flight simulator pilots at that. Go and take a look, whether it's with this thing, the Juice Goose, or whether it's with the actual camera, and go take a look at what Burning Blue Designs create, because it is multiple layered awesomeness. It doesn't break the bank balance either. I'll drop a link down below for where you can get it from Burning Blue Designs themselves. It is available for Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024, and you get both of them. You get updates that are bang up to date in the fact of if there is any issues. Burning Blue Designs are very good listeners at what people are saying, and if a piece of scenery has got an issue, then they will do their utmost to update it. Obviously, this one has been out for some time, so I'd imagine this is running quite happily. There was that little bit of tweaking, flickering from the scenery, which is neither here nor there. I mean, I wouldn't really be bothered about that too much. But if it was a grass strip was out of place or something, or some of the signage was in the wrong place, or trees in the runway, that's always a famous one for Flight Simulator, they will update it. They will fix it. They are brilliant. Go onto their Discord page. I think the link's on their website for their Discord page, and take a look at some of the communications that go on. You'll also get information of new pieces of scenery that are about to be released. You'll see content from myself and from other content creators that are creating content around BBD scenery. And I think you'll actually find that Burning Blue Designs are one of the bestest companies here in Flight Simulator. I'm glad they're around. I'm glad they're creating scenery that really just feature in most of my channels and most of my videos, actually, because, you know, general aviation, grass strips, that's usually where you'll find me flying around. So I will, like I say, drop a link to the website where you can buy this from. Like I say, available on both simulators. If you've got any questions or comments about this piece of scenery or any other piece of Burning Blue sceneries, I think I've got a playlist now for Burning Blue Designs and all their videos that I've created. I am trying to fly around as many of the sceneries. They keep releasing new ones. They've just released another scenery, I think, for the Isle of White, Isle of Man, Isle of Wight, which is back behind us, and yeah, so I've got to go back there to do some more videos. But what I do is I fly the Cowes DA42 Twin Star, and I'll fly it over there and then do some other videos. So somewhere around here is my DA42. So anyway, like I say, if you have any questions or comments, bang them below, and I will see you, guys and girls, in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 video very, very soon.